Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Speak Smart podcast. Today we're going to be diving into something that might seem a little counterintuitive at first.
Oh, yeah.
It's this idea that success might actually require having fewer friends.
Fewer friends. That does sound a little odd.
Right. Like less is more when it comes to your inner circle.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's actually what we're going to be exploring today, and our source material is a motivational speech by Steve Harvey.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, and he makes a really interesting case for why this might be true. And, he's not saying to ditch all your friends, obviously.
Right.
It's more about being very intentional about who you let into that close inner circle.
That makes more sense, yeah.
Yeah, and that's where this whole idea of, quality over quantity comes into play.
Okay, I see.
And Harvey, he really emphasizes that a smaller, tight-knit group of people who are truly committed to your success, they can be much more valuable than, having a huge network of just acquaintances.
Oh, absolutely.
Think about it.
Yep.
He uses this great analogy of a party to illustrate his point.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
You might have tons of people who want to be around for all the good times, the celebrations when things are easy.
Everyone loves a party.
Exactly. But then he asks this really thought-provoking question. It's like, where are those people when the chips are down?
Oh, well, that's powerful.
Yeah. It makes you think, doesn't it?
It does, yeah, because when you're really striving for something meaningful, when you're facing challenges and setbacks, that's when you really need a support system you can truly rely on.
Right. It's not just people who are there to cheer you on.
Yeah.
You need people who are going to offer honest feedback, hold you accountable, and help you grow.
Yeah, absolutely. That's real support.
And that actually brings us to another really key point that Harvey makes in his speech, and it's about loyalty.
Okay, loyalty.
Now, he's not talking about blind allegiance,
right,
or always just, agreeing with everything you say and never challenging you.
Yeah.
It's a much deeper kind of loyalty that he's describing. It's rooted in mutual growth and accountability and even constructive criticism.
Oh, wow. That's a really interesting take on loyalty.
Isn't it? It's not just about being there for the good time.
Yeah.
It's about being there for the grind, for the tough decisions.
Right.
For those moments when you need to step away from the crowd and really focus.
I see. So it's about being supportive, but also challenging each other to be better.
Exactly.
And he even uses this great phrase to describe it.
What is it?
He says, your true friends should hold you accountable.
Okay.
And hold up the mirror to help you see yourself more clearly.
Wow. I love that.
So it's about pushing each other to grow, not just making each other feel good all the time.
Right. And having those sometimes difficult conversations and being honest with each other, even when it's hard.
Exactly. Creating that environment where growth is not only encouraged, but expected.
I think that's so valuable and so rare these days.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It makes you think about the energy that you're bringing to your own relationships too.
Yeah. Are you a source of support and inspiration for the people in your life?
Right.
Do you encourage their growth?
Yeah.
Do you hold them accountable even when it's difficult?
Those are really great questions to reflect on.
They are. And I think it actually ties in really well with another idea that Harvey brings up.
Okay.
And that is that sometimes success requires embracing solitude.
That was solitude.
Yeah. Now, I know that might sound a little controversial.
Yeah, a bit.
But it makes sense when you think about it, all the distractions and all those conflicting opinions that can come with having a really large circle.
Right. I see what you mean.
So it's like he's suggesting that, to achieve something truly great, sometimes you need to just create that space for yourself.
Yeah.
To think deeply, to reflect on your goals, and to make decisions without constantly seeking validation from others.
So it's not about being lonely.
No, not at all.
It's about being intentional with your time and energy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He actually uses these words to describe solitude. Free, focused, and having the space to truly grow.
I like that.
Yeah, it's not about isolating yourself or, becoming a hermit.
Right.
It's just about intentionally carving out that time and space to connect with yourself.
Yeah, to reconnect with your vision and your purpose.
Exactly.
Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, and I love that he frames it as a positive thing.
Me too.
It's not a punishment.
Right.
It's about recognizing that sometimes the most productive and the most fulfilling moments are those that are spent in quiet contemplation away from all the noise and distractions of the world.
It's true. You can really get a lot done when you're not constantly bombarded with input from other people.
Exactly. And it takes courage.
Yeah, it does.
To embrace solitude in a culture that's so focused on, constant connection and external validation.
Right. It goes against the grain.
It does. It really does. And it's about having that confidence to trust your own instincts to make decisions that feel right for you, even if they don't make sense to everyone else.
Mm-hmm. That's a powerful message.
It is. It's like saying, I believe in myself and my vision enough to create space for it to flourish, even if it means walking alone for a while.
Wow. I love that.
I'm curious. Yep. What stands up to you so far?
Let me think. I think Harvey's perspective on loyalty is really compelling.
Yeah.
This idea that true loyalty is not about blind allegiance or constant attention,
right,
but about mutual growth, accountability, and respecting each other's hustle.
Yeah.
It's about understanding that sometimes the most loyal thing you can do for someone is to give them the space to pursue their goals without guilt or pressure.
That's a really profound shift in perspective, isn't it?
It is.
It makes us rethink what it means to be a good friend, a good partner, a good colleague.
Absolutely. And I think it highlights the importance of self-validation.
Yeah.
You have to be secure in your own worth and your vision to be able to give that kind of space and support to others.
It's like that saying, you can't pour from an empty cup. You have to fill yourself up first before you can truly give to others.
That's a good one.
And that actually leads us to another really key point that Harvey makes.
Oh, this is where things get really interesting.
He talks about the importance of learning to say and no.
And it's not just no to opportunities or things that take you off course.
Right.
But no to people too.
People?
Yeah, people who drain your energy or bring negativity into your life.
Oh, so it's like being mindful of who you surround yourself with.
Exactly. Like you have a limited amount of time and energy,
right,
and you have to be really intentional about how you're spending those.
You can't just say yes to everything.
Nope. And everyone. Without sacrificing something else that's important to you.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, are there specific types of people we should be watching out for?
Well, Harvey actually uses this term energy vampires.
Energy vampires.
To describe those people who just seem to suck the life out of you.
Oh.
Yeah. You end up feeling depleted and discouraged after interacting with them.
Oh, I know exactly what you mean.
Right.
It's like they're always complaining or gossiping or just creating drama.
Yeah, and that negativity can really weigh you down, especially when you're trying to stay focused on your goals.
Oh, absolutely.
So his advice is not to be rude or dismissive,
right,
but to just recognize that you have the right to protect your own energy and your well-being.
So it's about setting boundaries.
Yes, setting boundaries.
And prioritizing your own needs, even if it means, disappointing some people or stepping away from certain relationships.
Exactly.
It's about recognizing that not everyone is meant to be on your journey.
And that's okay.
And that's okay.
Yeah, you don't have to engage in every conversation, attend every event.
Right.
Try to fix everyone's problems.
It's not your responsibility.
It's not. It really isn't. And it goes back to surrounding yourself with people who uplift you, inspire you, and support your growth rather than those who drain you and discourage you or hold you back.
I think that's such a powerful message, especially in a culture that often glorifies busyness and overcommitment. It's like we're supposed to be doing everything and being everything to everyone.
Yeah.
But that's just not sustainable.
It's not. And I think Harvey is giving us permission to say no, to prioritize what really matters, and to create a life that feels aligned with our values and our goals.
And that ties back to that concept of self-validation we were talking about earlier.
Oh, it does.
When you truly believe in yourself and your vision,
right,
you're less likely to seek validation from others or feel obligated to please everyone.
You're going to make decisions that are aligned with your own inner compass.
Yeah.
Even if they're not popular or widely accepted.
That takes courage.
It does, but it can be really attractive too.
Attractive?
Yeah, like that kind of confidence, it draws people in, not because you're trying to impress them,
right,
but because you're radiating authenticity and purpose.
So it's about being true to yourself.
Exactly.
And attracting like-minded individuals.
Yeah, people who are also on a path of growth and self-discovery.
I love that.
Yeah.
And I think that's really what Harvey is getting at. It's not about isolating yourself from the world,
right,
but about being intentional, about creating a circle of support that's aligned with your highest vision for yourself.
And that might mean having some tough conversations, setting some boundaries, and making some difficult choices.
It's not always easy.
But it's worth it.
It is.
Yeah, it's about creating a life that feels authentic, fulfilling, and aligned with your true purpose.
And one of the most powerful tools for doing that, according to Harvey, is learning to say no.
Yes. He emphasizes that a lot throughout his speech.
Yeah.
And he's very clear that it's not about being selfish or rude.
Right.
It's about protecting your time, your energy, and your focus.
And I think that's so important because sometimes it can feel selfish to say no.
Oh, no.
Especially when we're, taught to be helpful and accommodating.
Yeah. But you have to remember that you can't pour from an empty cup.
Exactly.
You have to take care of yourself first before you can truly help others.
He even goes so far as to say that some opportunities will come disguised as blessings, but they're actually traps.
Traps.
That will lead you astray.
Wow, that's a good way to put it.
Like they're testing your commitment to your vision.
So it's about being discerning.
Exactly. Not every opportunity is a good one.
Right. And sometimes saying no is the bravest and wisest thing you can do.
I love that.
Yeah.
It's about recognizing that your time and energy are precious resources.
Absolutely.
And you have the right to choose how you spend them.
You do. And that means saying yes to the things that light you up and no to the things that drain you.
And the selectivity is crucial for success.
It allows you to stay focused on what truly matters.
Yeah.
And avoid getting bogged down by distractions, obligations.
Energy vampires.
Exactly. Energy vampires.
So it's about creating space for yourself.
Yes.
For your goals, for your vision.
And that brings us back to the power of solitude.
Oh, solitude.
Which Harvey describes as a crucial ingredient for growth and self-discovery.
He talks about how it's in those quiet moments away from all the noise and distraction.
Right.
That you can truly connect with your inner wisdom and tap into your creativity.
It's like creating a sanctuary for your mind.
Oh, I like that.
A space where you can reflect on your experiences.
Process your emotions.
And listen to that still small voice within.
He even describes solitude as being free, focused, and having the space to truly grow.
It's not about being lonely or isolated, but about intentionally creating space for yourself.
To recharge.
To reflect.
And to reconnect with your true self.
I think that's such a powerful message.
It is.
Especially in a culture that often equates solitude with loneliness or failure.
It's almost like we're afraid to be alone with our own thoughts.
Yeah.
But Harvey is challenging us to reframe our understanding of solitude and see it as a source of strength, creativity, and personal growth.
He's encouraging us to embrace those moments of quiet contemplation.
Yes.
To see them not as a punishment or a sign of weakness.
But as an opportunity.
Yes, as an opportunity to tap into our inner resources and connect with our deepest wisdom.
That's a beautiful message.
It is.
It really is. And I think it's something we could all benefit from.
Absolutely.
No matter what our goals are or what we're striving for.
Taking the time to disconnect from the noise and reconnect with ourselves can help us to feel more grounded, more focused, and more aligned with our true purpose.
So it's not just about what you do, but also about who you surround yourself with and how you manage your energy.
It's about recognizing that true success is not a solo endeavor.
Right.
But it does require a certain level of self-awareness.
Intentionality.
And the courage to make choices that support your vision.
And build a circle of support that lifts you up, challenges you, and understands your need for solitude.
It's about learning to say no to the things and people that drain your energy and pull you off course.
And embrace those moments of quiet contemplation where you can truly connect with your inner wisdom and tap into your creativity.
It's about creating a life that feels aligned with your true purpose and values, even if it means walking alone for a while.
That's powerful stuff.
It is. But before we move on to our final takeaways, I want to touch on something Harvey said that really resonated with me. It's this idea of respecting your hustle. Harvey talks about how it's so important to surround yourself with people who get it. Like, they understand your drive.
Yeah.
They know you're not going to be available for every social gathering or just, a casual hangout.
They're not expecting you to be at every party.
Right, exactly. And they're not just accepting of your ambition either.
Yeah.
They're celebrating it. They're your biggest cheerleaders.
I like that.
But they also understand that, sometimes you need to be in the lab, so to speak, working on your craft.
They respect the grind.
Yes. And they don't guilt you for it either.
That's key.
It is because that kind of understanding can really free you up.
Oh, yeah.
You can focus on what really matters without feeling like you're constantly letting people down or having to explain yourself.
It takes the pressure off for sure.
It does. And, that actually brings us back to this whole idea of solitude.
Oh, right. Because when you have that understanding and support, you can fully embrace those moments alone.
Exactly. Harvey really emphasizes that those times spent in solitude, they're not just for recharging.
It's more than that.
It's about tapping into your creativity, making those big decisions.
He even says that some of your most brilliant ideas will come when you're in solitude.
It's like it's a prerequisite for innovation.
It's so interesting, isn't it? In a world that's constantly telling us to network, to collaborate, to always be on.
Always on the go.
Right. And Harvey's over here saying sometimes the biggest breakthroughs come when you disconnect and go inward.
It makes you think.
It does. And it makes sense too when you think about it.
How so?
Well, when you're always surrounded by noise, by input from other people, it's hard to hear that quiet voice inside. Yeah. You know, the one that might have the next big idea.
It's drowned out by all the distractions.
Exactly. But solitude, it creates the space for those aha moments to occur.
It lets you step back from the everyday grind, see the bigger picture.
And it's like stepping out of a crowded room and finally being able to breathe deeply.
Yeah.
Think clearly, and you can see things from a whole new perspective.
You make connections you couldn't see before.
And I think that's especially important when you're facing a tough decision or if you're feeling stuck.
Yeah, you need that clarity to move forward.
But let's be real, embracing solitude, it's not always easy.
It's not, especially in today's hyper-connected world.
It can feel almost countercultural to disconnect.
To just spend time alone with your thoughts.
Exactly. And I think that's why Harvey's message about solitude is so powerful.
Because it goes against what we're constantly told.
Right. He's reminding us that it's not only okay to disconnect, but it's actually essential for our well-being.
Yeah, and for our success.
Yes. It's about reclaiming those moments for ourselves.
For reflection, for creativity, for deep thinking.
It's about recognizing that solitude is not a sign of weakness or isolation.
Right. It's a source of strength, inspiration, renewal.
It's like a form of self-care, you know, but giving yourself that gift of space and quiet.
To reconnect with your inner wisdom.
Exactly.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into Steve Harvey's insights, I think it's safe to say that success, it's not just about what you do.
It's about who you surround yourself with and how you manage your energy.
It is, and it's about recognizing that while true success isn't a solo endeavor, it does require a certain level of self-awareness and intentionality.
And the courage to make choices that truly support your vision.
It's about building a circle of support that lifts you up, challenges you, and understands your need for solitude.
It's about learning to say no to the things and the people that drain your energy and pull you off course.
And it's about embracing those moments of quiet contemplation where you can truly connect with your inner wisdom and tap into your creativity.
It's about creating a life that feels aligned with your true purpose and values, even if it means walking alone for a while.
And that is a powerful message.
It really is. So we'll leave you with this final thought, what resonated most with you from Harvey's insights. What small change can you make today to build a circle that supports your vision and embrace the power of solitude?
Thank you for joining us for this deep dive.
Thank you for listening to the Speak Smart podcast, and subscribe to my channel, like the hit button.